All right. I think we are recording. I've been putting this off, still am. Fiddling around with things just to distract myself. Let's light one match. For the new year, reflections on 2024. It's been a pretty challenging year, actually. There's been a lot of happenings, a lot of change. I love that smell. It smells amazing. Burnt wood. Let's go. I feel like a lot has happened. And I know I'm just talking to myself and I'm recording it and I'm going to upload it onto YouTube, perceivably for nobody to listen to. And that's okay. I think this is still cathartic. This is still something that I want to get in the habit of doing, if not for anyone else, then at least for myself, to think about things, reflect on life, process situations, process feelings, process emotion, process life. And if that happens to help anybody in the process, that's amazing. That alone is worth the price of entry, which is just being vulnerable enough to look at a camera, talking to a microphone, say, fuck it, hit upload. So that's what we're doing. I've been thinking a lot lately about, what I want to do with my life moving forward. And I think it's a very natural time of the year to do that at the start of a new year, every year. Whether you like the hallmarkiness of that, New Year's resolutions and all that jazz, I think inevitably, more people take a moment to check in, see what's going on, think things through, try to understand what's important to them, and, improve upon that. That's the goal anyway. That's the ideal. I've been thinking a lot about these things. I've been thinking about what I want to do in 2025. We're at the last day of 2024. It's New Year's Eve. That's fucking cool. 2025. Crazy. A quarter century beyond 2000. I remember the year 2000. I was 8 years old, and I remember being in a hotel somewhere with my cousins, and like either that day or we were all in. It was like some trip. I don't remember where we were or what we were doing, but my parents and my cousin's parents had some time off because we were all together somewhere. But we watched Godzilla 2000, and it was fucking sweet. I remember being excited about the new century. I was like, wow, this Godzilla is way cooler than the Godzilla that I grew up with. Reflecting now, I don't think so. The old school Godzillas were the best. But anyway, holy shit, 2025. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty fucking sweet. We've come a long way. I've come a long way. You've come a long way. Everyone's come a long way. We're fucking doing it. Still fucking doing it. Still trying to figure things out. Make improvements on life, reflecting, course correcting, trying to develop better habits that are more in line with, the life that I want to live, the person that I want to be. I'm trying to drink less, moving into the new year. I haven't had an issue with it, but like 1 to 3 drinks regularly most days of the week. Though it's not excessive, it's still a lot. It still adds up. And I definitely think that it like limits, it's a bit of a cop-out. It's like, why do I need to have 1 or a few drinks every night or most nights of the week? Do I really need that to wind down? Do I really need that to process the day or to relax? I'm learning that I don't. I'm learning that I still enjoy the things that I enjoy without it. I don't need it. And I can tell that like I'm New Year's Eve, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should go get a drink somewhere. Maybe I should get a glass of champagne somewhere. But I don't think I need it, and I'm not gonna. I drank quite a bit over Christmas week last week, so I had my fun. I think it's probably good idea for my liver to cleanse a bit. I think I'll have some later this week. I've got some plans with friends. I kind of want to reserve it for like social events, and hopefully not every time. At least start with not keeping it in my house for no reason and just having a drink alone. Even though I really enjoy that, like it is nice sometimes. That's a little behavior that I want to alter and work on. I've been real consistent with fitness, working out every day, mostly just, I wouldn't say bodybuilding. I don't have the frame to be a bodybuilder, but just lifting weights regularly, targeting different muscle groups, trying to go for growth, trying to eat enough protein. I've probably been more consistent at this point in my life with weightlifting than I have since high school. But I want to introduce a bit more cardio. We got a big snowboarding trip coming up to Jackson Hole with a good buddy of mine at the end of the month. So I got to be prepared for that. So those are all fun little, daily life things. But a big fucking goal of mine this year is to figure out how to just put time and energy into creating something of my own. And that's part of the reason why I am trying to build out a channel. I think YouTube channels are great. I spend 60% of the time that I'm of my entertainment of like watching something, whether of TV of some form, is like watching YouTube videos or like watching content creators. Shout out Charlie and Osmongold. I watch you motherfuckers a lot. It's just funny, silly, goofy content most of the time, and I really think it's a great form of entertainment, and I usually get something out of it, and it's funny or I learn something too. I really love that it's like that's become a thing that people can do and like monetize and make a living off of, a good ass living off of. So, I don't know how long it would take to become as popular as either of those two channels, but I want to at least put in some time and try to build and create what I can. I love video games a lot, so I'll definitely be doing some streaming of games and playing the shit out of Path of Exile 2 currently, and love that. I think it's great. So anytime I'm playing it, just firing up a stream, I don't see why I shouldn't do that. And maybe if somebody enjoys it, maybe if somebody tunes in at some point, fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 months down the road, if that's all I have, then that's fine. I still probably had a good time. And that's the thing. I want to make sure that I'm not just putting out shit just for the sake of putting up shit, but like it's aligned with something that is meaningful to me, that I care about. Talking to myself in this way is one. I do think it's, I'm not a big journaler. I'm not disciplined when it comes to writing things down. I do it every once in a while, usually when I need it, or if like things aren't going well and I need to write down my thoughts. But I think that, if I could having a conversation with myself, talking through things that I've been thinking about, what I want to work on, where I want to improve, any projects or anything coming up, I think that it would feel good, and it feels good, and it feels good right now. I'm enjoying this. There's something really cathartic about it. And it just feels good to kind of check in, take inventory, and talk to myself. And if that benefits one fucking person, if one person listens at some point and they get something out of it, that's amazing. That's so cool. That I see more value in that than just writing in a journal that nobody will ever read other than myself. And I probably won't even read it after I write it down. So like the ability, the interconnectedness of human beings and the internet these days is fucking incredible. It's the coolest, trippiest thing ever. We're all connected by these fucking nodes of this network. We're literally kind of becoming not a hive mind. Obviously there's still a lot of segmentation and differentiation within the greater system of the human biology and our interfacing with this web of electrical impulses that are connected by networks and wires and computers and allow us to all interface and communicate together in various ways. Memes being one of my favorite, as well as silly videos that, you know, my favorite creators make, and cool shit too. Art, music, gaming, video games. Man, I love it. I love it. I'm so in love with the culture itself, and I feel like that maybe I do have a unique perspective in some ways because I have a different life experience than anyone else, just as everyone else has a different life experience from everyone else. That maybe it might be valuable if people might find it to be interesting. It's all interesting to me. So I'd love to be able to share that in my own filter, in my own way, through my own self, in my own life experience. And so making fucking videos, making YouTube videos, doing this right now, just talking about stuff, or playing some games, live streaming it, talking about stuff, or just making videos. Eventually I want to be able to like learn a little bit of basic editing so I can, watch a video, kind of commentate, stop, just like Osmond and Charlie do that shit all the time. Learn what that method and that technique's like. Legendary Drops. I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately. He covers a lot of just gaming news and stuff, but has like articles and video snippets pulled up while he's talking throughout the video. That type of stuff is really cool to me, and I like it a lot. And I think it would be fun to make it for the sake of making it and like building from there. I love the idea of like building, outside of like health and fitness, like the only real practice I've been dedicated to for over a decade has been music. You can see I have a fair-sized collection of guitars behind me, and a beautiful orange amplifier. I love that thing. Just had it retubed. Sounds amazing. And that's just become, part of my daily life at this point. I've been playing probably consistently for 11 or 12 years. Definitely over a decade. And it's just kind of automatic. There's still resistance in picking it up and playing some days and whatnot, but I do it and I love it and I still love it and I still do it. And I've, gone from not knowing how to play a fucking thing, a single chord, to I'm a frontman in a heavy metal outfit here in Austin, Texas. And yeah, we're small and we're a new band, but we play live shows. We record in a studio. We put our music out on Spotify. And that has just been so cool of a journey to go from not knowing anything and just dedicating myself to it day in day. Most days that I've woken up each morning for the past decade, I've played and put time into it. The vast majority of the days over the past decade. And now it's like way more real. It's way cool. I can do it. I can use it for something else other than just sitting in my room and playing, which is great. And that's still the majority of what I do because that's what it takes to write. If you want to create, you kind of have to be comfortable being alone, to a degree. Maybe some people are able to do it collaboratively, but I write a lot of the stuff that I bring to the band alone, and then we workshop it together as the greater group once it's already, it's been 70% plus or minus finished in my room by myself, by me. And the other guys in the band write pretty similarly. It starts alone. But yeah, man, being able to share that with other people, that practice, that daily practice that turned into something that I can share and communicate with other individuals and get booked in cool fucking clubs here in Austin. We played in some sweet bars and in little clubs that national touring acts have. Come and Take It Live being one. We've played there 5 or 6 times. It's so cool. And yeah, it's still small. We're not famous. We're not making any fucking money. And that's fucking okay. That's what it takes. It's like first you got to learn an instrument. Then you got to learn how to write songs. Then you got to learn how to play with other people if you want to be in a band. And then you got to start somewhere with the band. You got to play for very small crowds and for very little to no money. And then you keep doing it, just like picking up the instrument every day for a decade. You keep doing it and you keep doing it. And you keep playing shows and you keep writing music and you keep putting stuff online. And that shit builds and that momentum builds And I have no doubt if we keep it up and we don't stop, we're going to, be playing for bigger and bigger crowds in more and more places and getting more and more money for it. And that's really cool. And I love that has been a snowball effect that I've got rolling in my life. But, part of me, and I don't know if it's just perpetually being unsatisfied, it's like I love it and I will never stop. And it is an integral part of my life, and it is an integral part of who I am. But I like to do other things too. I'm interested in other things too. I love the idea of the content creator and being able to create a little channel that's your own, and you're putting your soul and your humor and your interests and your love into something, into funny or interesting or entertaining videos, or all three, and you can build this following and build this channel of all the stuff that you like to do. And obviously music would probably be, it would inevitably be included in that in some form or fashion. I don't intend to become like a YouTube guitar teacher. There are already a lot of great YouTube guitar teachers, and I like their videos too. I don't know if that's like what I'm going for, but it'll inevitably be tied into it at some point. But I just want this to be another avenue of creativity and intention, and an outlet for me that I can work on building something of my own. I think that's the biggest through line here, is like becoming a bit more independent, creating something of my own that hopefully I can sustain myself with at some point. That is really the goal, to be able to make a good enough living to, pay my bills, have a decent quality of life, and be running my own little business in some way. And maybe that'll start out as a couple different things, and having those things go simultaneously. But maybe, Joe Rogan does that. He's a great example. UFC commentator, podcaster, stand-up comedian. He does all sorts of shit. He's got like 3 or 4 jobs. And that's fucking cool, because it's all shit that he likes and enjoys. I think that's an amazing example of the possibility of what you're able to accomplish if you just continue to lean into your interests. And this is an interest of mine, probably being inspired by him in a way, and a ton of other podcasters that I've been exposed to over the years. Theo Vaughn, Duncan Trussell, Chris Williamson, so many to name. But I think it's amazing. And like, I'd like my channel. It'll probably be a little bit all over the place in the beginning. It'll be conversations like this, me talking to myself, and some gaming content, some streaming content. Hopefully, definitely some videos of me talking about shit, figuring out how to do pulling up the articles or pulling up the video and playing it, but also being able to comment to it. I think you could just use OBS in the same way that you stream. I'll have to figure that out. Need to do more research, but sounds fucking cool. Some music stuff. Just want to build my own little community of people that care or are interested in what's going on, and that get something out of it. I think that's the biggest thing. Because if you can build that, it's like, that's really hard to just take away from it. You can get fired in any job. I've worked, corporate job for coming up on 8 years now. And I've needed it. I've needed the stability. I've needed that time to figure out who the fuck I am, what I really like, have a roof over my head, be able to eat well, be able to have a gym membership, be able to have enough money to go hang out with friends and buy stuff that is fun and increases the quality of my life. That has been great. I feel like I'm starting to see the point where, I could keep doing this forever and just working for someone else forever and just try to pursue my hobbies in the free time. And, I intend to have a life partner at some point, or a wife and kids, and you get less and less time once all of those things occur for yourself. And like, if I do have kids, like, one thing I really want to be able to instill in them is like, hey, you can really choose your own destiny within reason. It's more possible now than it ever has been. And you can create something of your own if you exercise discipline and you have something you love to do. You have to enjoy it. You have to love it. It may suck. It may be painful. It may require a lot of work. and effort and long hours and cost more and take more time and be less rewarding in the immediate sense than we like. And that's true. It's true with learning an instrument. It's true with music. I believe it to be true with building a YouTube channel too. I am sure to find out. I don't, I'll probably get 0 to 1 view on this, and that 1 view might be me or my mom. We'll see. So I want to be able to still that this, this world can be a fucking magical place, because I think that's those moments when it felt like a magical place, and that it is malleable and you can kind of create what you want and live a life that you want. Those were the times that I was the most excited and life felt the most meaningful, and I felt more connected to everything and everyone and myself too in those moments. And that's such a worthwhile feeling, and being able to create that and share that with other people is amazing. That would feel amazing. It feels amazing thinking about it, thinking about being able to do that, have that kind of impact on whatever size or not. Yeah, I'm really into that idea. I love creating things. I love to create. I want to create. Creative dude. It's compulsive for me at this point. So is my brother. He's an amazing visual artist. Oil painting, ink, watercolors, pencil sketching, all of it. I tell a joke. I think he's been, he's older than me by 4 years. I could have sworn he left some cave paintings for me in my mother's womb before he left and before I was conceived. He's been doing it that long. He came out drawing, and it's paid off. Like, he's an incredible talent, and that's super cool. Anyway, 2025. Fuck. I want to put consistent effort into building the things that I would love to ideally support me in the future after a long enough time horizon has passed that it's a viable source of support and income and whatever, all the things to be able to, make a living and support myself doing something that I've created or that I'm creating, contributing to of my own volition. That's a big goal. And, a year's can go by pretty quick. So I don't know if it's realistic to be making the goal. I need to fully sustain myself by my YouTube channel or by streaming or by my band and music or my own business by the end of 2025. I don't think that's the goal. It's not. I don't need complete sustainability by that point, even though that'd be fucking badass and sweet. I think the goal and the better place to start is I'm going to put consistent effort into these things. I'm going to start my own small business. I'm going to create and make content, record content, and publish it on YouTube. I'm going to keep putting in time to my music practice and my band. That consistent effort every week. My goal is to put in consistent effort every week into these things that I would love to eventually sustain me. That's my goal for 2025. Small as it may be, consistent weekly effort. Every fucking week. All 52 of them. So, and some of those come down to daily practice with the case of, music. Majority of days over the next 365, I'll be putting in effort. Publishing a video, I won't be publishing one every day, but I want to do a video like this at least once a week or stream once a week. I'll find the balance. Just got to start with the path of least resistance, really, just to get the hang of it, start to get the momentum building, getting things spun up. That's the goal. That's where I'm going to begin. Maybe have some conversations with friends in people. I think that'd be great. Because I love podcasts. I love getting information from podcasts. Listening to those conversations are super valuable. Maybe people that are important to me in my life. Woo! Getting a little tie. I still need to cook dinner. So, putting consistent effort into autonomy and independence in my own creations, supporting myself, putting consistent effort into vehicles that can independently support myself when enough time has been put in and enough value has been created. That's the goal. So I hope everybody has some good goals that they're excited about. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be anything that I talked about, but I hope you got some goal that you're working towards. I think it's very healthy and valuable to put time into something that you enjoy. And at the end of the day, those things are they can pay back in massive dividends outside of just monetary or financial gain. Just putting in time to something that your soul loves, it gives you energy that I don't think any money could buy, ever. So, can't lose sight of that either. I think that might be the majority of the musings that I've had and thought about, and the majority of the things that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, something resonated with somebody. If this is interesting or good content, let me know. If it sucks, let me know too. I need to hear what's up. Just be nice. No. Say whatever you like. Yeah, I plan on doing this a lot more. Got to start somewhere. And there's no better time to start than now. So that's really what I wanted to get in front of the camera, hit record, and talk about some of these things. It's felt pretty fluid and good. And clearly I've been thinking about this stuff, and it's helped me just organize my thoughts and my feelings just talking to myself. So if nobody ever listens, then it's still worth it. And that's fucking cool. And I hope it does help someone else. But we'll keep putting stuff out. I'll keep putting stuff out and doing the damn thing. Consistent weekly effort for the whole year. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where we are in 2026, at the cusp of 2026. Have a beautiful New Year's Eve. Have a happy New Year when midnight strikes for you, wherever you are. And we fucking love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.